Alright guys, Railor Jr. here today, just doing a quick Glacor guide. And if you don't know what Glacors are, they're something you get to kill after Ritual of the Majra, which is one of the final master quests so far that kind of concludes the whole Majra deal, which is actually a very interesting quest. If you haven't done it, I would highly recommend doing it. And there's an awesome bot. But basically I'm just going to do a quick rundown of what gear I use, what gear you can use, and just easy methods to do it. So basically today I am using full Arams with a Mage's Book and Infinity Boots, and an Arcane Stream necklace, blue cape, which is of course Nomad's Requiem cape. Using Ring of Wealth to increase rare drop table stuff, which is always welcome in my book. Some people switched out with Seer's Ring and other rings that help boost mage attack and all that great stuff. And then I am using Reverence, which helps prayer drain, and of course Barrow's Gloves. And if you don't know, Arcane Stream does 15% more magic boost. And then as a side weapon to help kill the Glakites, which there are 3 of them, which I'll run through later in the guide, I'm using Chaotic Rapier and Enhanced Excalibur for when I use Overload. Basically it heals 400 HP, which this is the enhanced one, obviously. There's one that is the normal one you get from the quest, and there's one that does 200 and then 400. Basically right here I have all my crap from the past week of drops, Frost Dragon Bones, all that great stuff. For Glacors, I normally do 3 overloads because during the time of my unicorn, which I would highly recommend if you're doing Glacors, to do unicorn or a combat familiar, I normally bring about 6 prayer potions, and then 1 extra super prayer, and then 2 prayer renewals. I don't really like using prayer renewals, they just seem kind of like a waste of money, but they do help, I guess. And of course super prayer does quite a bit more than normal prayer, but it's not needed if you can't make it. And of course if you can't make overloads, you don't need to worry about that either. You can easily kill them without it. I oftentimes do if it runs out too soon. And for this I am using Fire Surge, which is a level 95 spell. It hits pretty high, and these are very weak to fire damage. Glacors are. And basically a Polypore Staff also works here also. I've seen people, instead of Chaotic Rapier, they just use Polypore Staff. So yeah, just do that. So there's my inventory setup pretty much. Let me just do a quick rundown of everything. Yeah, that should be about it. And this is actually a pretty easy thing to do. This is the quest right before, or right after While Guthic Sleeps, which is also a good place to go and kill tormented demons, which I have yet to do, which I may make a guide later after I become an awesome expert, as you will soon see how awesome I am at this. But basically we are in Xanarus, if you cannot tell. And here's a fairy ring, which says fairy ring, obviously. But to get here, or get there, you use DKQ, which is Glacor Cave, which is the previous location of the Stone of Jas, which you will find out if you have done the quest. But yeah, I'm just gonna pause the video here in a second after I teleport in, because normally this place is kind of packed, but let me see how many people there are. And don't worry, this is an actual alright, well, we can continue from here. So basically you want to summon here, and this guide kind of uses heavy F keys, F1 through F5, except you don't normally use F2, which brings you to your item screen and all that great stuff. So yeah, so you summon that, you make sure your familiar has special as the left click option, which is pretty obvious. You start off, make sure you're doing Fire Surge, which I was already doing. Equip your Enhanced Excalibur if you want, and then overload up. Alrighty, Camelot, and then basically you really don't have to worry much about after that, about anything. Alright, so when they do this, you want to move out of the way, and one thing that you have to notice is when you're killing Glacors, it's based on their hands, or their arms. See how he's shooting with his right hand right here? Right here? That's his range attack, and obviously his left is his magic attack. So once you get him down to half HP, he'll get out all his little Glacite minions, and then you have to run over here. I mean, it's relatively easy after a while, but you have to get used to it. So you come over here, and normally I go for the sapping or the enduring Glacite first, but if you noticed, you have to attack the enduring Glacite, otherwise he'll just sit there near the Glacor, and you have to draw him in over here, otherwise he'll just sit tight. And the unstable Glacite is the one you want to kill last, because whichever one you kill last, the Glacor takes the effect of. So basically, if you kill him last, he's going to, he's basically going to kill himself after a while, not like completely kill himself, but yeah, just like that, it'll bring him really low. But basically that's all you have to do, and normally you can do pretty good, and don't worry if you take a lot of damage. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, right there I absorbed his magic attack. And you always take damage, or normally always take damage, from his magic attack, regardless if you have it on. It does like a, I don't know, hits through it, I guess. But basically this is just a rundown. For Arims, if you can't afford Arims, obviously full Mystic works, and Mystic boots instead of Infinity boots, and then of course on top of that you can use Virtus and all that great stuff, which is of course very, very, very expensive, even though I know a lot of people use it, and it's actually very good. So if you want to use it, go right ahead, whatever works for you. You don't have to use a Chaotic Rapier if you don't want to. I've seen people use whips and all that stuff. But number one thing you want to remember is kill this unstable Glacite last, and if you fail to do that, and you still have the sapping up, I would definitely go for the sapping, because overall the enduring is the hardest one to kill in the end. The enduring actually, I think, absorbs about 65% of damage, which is kind of absurd, so you definitely want to kill this guy last. And normally you can out-hit him, out-hit his healing, but I mean, it's relatively easy. It's kind of like free money just kind of being thrown at you. I've been here about 2 weeks tops now, I think. About a week and a half, and I've gotten, I think, 43 or 44 total shards, shards of Armadil, which are used to create the Staff of Armadil, which is actually pretty cool because it's a 1 in 10 drop. They've confirmed it, which, I mean, sometimes I get 6 in a run, sometimes I don't get any at all. But Glacors are very good money, especially if you need mage XP. And basically, I'm 99 mage, so this is kind of useless for me. But the main reason I'm here is for money, and their amazing drop rate of charms. That is the one thing to remember when you're here. If you're a max level like this I would say outdoes Water Fiends hands down. And another thing to remember is they drop 3 at a time. And well, actually I haven't gotten any yet out of those 2 kills, which is kind of sad. But anyways, one thing to remember is you can use familiarization here, and basically they're dropping 9 charms each, and they drop blues and crimsons like no one's business. So if you like people's businesses, I would say definitely come here for charm drops, because I plan on getting 96 summoning from here, and hopefully that'll get me some boots, some steadfast, or the other 2 boots, which I forgot to mention is another reason why you're here, is they drop steadfast, ragefire, and Glaven boots, I think? Yeah, Glaven boots. But I mean, it is pretty easy if you can't tell. After a while, I mean, I think I died a total of 2 times here the first time. Just always pay attention. It's kind of hard to AFK, because you can't have auto retaliate on, because otherwise you might get drawn into the Glacor again. I don't know why I just switched that, but it's relatively easy. And I mean, right here, I'm gonna wait a second to redo my overload, but basically I drank it, equip, come back. And if you have any problems with whoops, if you have any problems with your hotkeys, I would say just consult your laptop or desktop guide and just figure out how to get these hotkeys working, because on my laptop otherwise I would have to press FN, which made it just a hassle, so I normally would click it. But if you prefer to click it, go right ahead. It doesn't really do much. It just saves you maybe 10 seconds tops per kill. I mean, it's a little bit less of a hassle at times, and it's great for PKing, obviously. And I mean, right here I don't even have to click down or anything. It saves me some time. But overall, this is my Glacor guide. I hope it helped you at least a little bit. It's pretty much one of the last main quests. I think the next main quest they're going to be doing is I think with the Dragonkin, which is actually going to be pretty cool, and I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do with that. Because if you haven't noticed, Dragonkin, like Dragonkin lamps and stuff, they're like the ancient race, and they're going to fuck everyone up, and you're going to be the one person to stop them, I think. So, if you have any questions, just ask. Just enjoy this last kill, I guess. Maybe I'll get lucky and present you with a boot drop. Which, the funny thing was, my second kill here, I wasn't expecting it, and I got a Rage Fire drop. Which was absolutely amazing, because there was like 9 mil in my pocket, even though I didn't sell it, so I ended up selling it for like 7.5. This was during double XP weekend. But it's just really interesting and kind of fun to get drops, as you all know, playing RS. Yeah, this is my guide. Hope you like it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Yeah, when you're here, you need to oftentimes find your own world. I prefer to kill them right here, so you don't really have to worry about the Glacor coming after you, which is a good thing. Sometimes people do it at spawn over here, as you can see, which is a very good method. It just kind of puts something in between you and the Glacor, so you don't have to worry as much about oh yeah, Dragon Dagger, rare drop. But it just puts something in between you and the Glacor, so you have one less thing to worry about, just a kind of buffer in between you and them. But yeah. Oh, and when those come at you, don't freak out. Just click next to or something. I used to freak out a lot, and they only take away half your health, which really isn't all that bad if you think about it. So I mean, just remain calm as usual. Stay classy, San Diego. You know. And another thing to note is, Glacors, it's not really based on when you activate your prayer, but when it hits you, I should say. Like, with Jad, let's just say Jad as an example, because you have to pray pretty damn hard. You have to do it before he actually shoots out his attack, and with Glacors it doesn't matter. With Glacors it just matters as long as it's before it hits you, which is actually pretty helpful because it lets you allows you to have a reaction time. So take note of that. Whoa, some lag. And now I can't see the unstable. But I would definitely recommend Glacors for getting 99 summoning and 99 mage and a ton of cash. And that right there, this awesome Dragon Dagger drop, is a rare drop table drop, if I'm not mistaken. So that's another reason to wear a Ring of Wealth, which I normally try and wear one. But oh, and don't get too near them, because I think their melee space is about 2 blocks. And also they have a special attack which will freeze you, and then they smack you upside the head. Which actually hurts quite a bit. But that concludes my Glacor hunting guide. Normally you can get 45 kills tops, I think, if you're quick about it. But I think the 30 range is still pretty good. Normally I just take a run at a time and go for however long my unicorn stallion lasts, because after that it's kind of pointless because then you lose your healing. But take note that you don't have to have that. I mean, you could have a like a fire titan or just one of the healing titan scrolls, or I mean you could just completely come out here with just like monkfish and take a couple at a time if you needed to, if you're a lower level. I mean, I'm sure people do it, so. But this is my guide. Hope you like it. See y'all later. Rate, comment, subscribe. Subscribe if you like. You don't have to. I'm not asking you to. Well, I am, but not requiring you to. But have a nice day. See y'all later.